everybody, my name is Claire. I've been a personal trainer for 15 years. I have done a lot of obstacle races in my day, and I happen to have some equipment around, and I thought, why don't we just discuss Physical 100's Quest 2.5. Now, this is a chance for the contestants who were eliminated in the Moving Sand Challenge to come back and continue to fight. They are given their bust attached to a rope that has now had sandbags attached to it equal to 40% of their body weight, and they need to hold it up for as long as they can. Now, from what I can tell, they are required to use their hands and only their hands to hold on to the rope. They're not allowed to anchor it in any way by wrapping it around themselves. So I'm not going to talk about that, but I am going to talk about what is the best way to go about doing this so that you can move on regardless of your brute strength or size. Here I have the rope that I own that I think is closest to what they're dealing with. It is a 5/8 inch nylon rope, and it is going to not have much stretch to it. So basically, you're just going to hang there. It's not going to stretch with you. So I'm going to show you guys, after I mount this on something high like a rafter, I'm going to show you guys what you should do if you are ever in this exact situation. All right, so the rope is now high, and I am going to do a backwards lean to kind of weight it down, but also because that is your strategy, that's your primary strategy. Lean backwards, because what that does is it lets you use your body weight to hold this thing up. As opposed to if you're standing there and muscling with your biceps, you're not going to be able to hold it up that long. Your biceps are only so strong, and your back is only so strong. So you might as well use all available resources and just lean back with your arms out. Notice how I don't have my arms locked out completely straight, because if your arms are slightly bent, you are transferring that work to your muscles and not just your hand grip. If you straighten the arms, your hand grip is doing a lot more of the work than your general musculature. So this allows you to be as efficient as possible when you are just holding this dang thing up in the sky. Something that I noticed is that some of them were wearing gloves. Now, if they're allowed to wear gloves, they should be wearing the gloves, because that's going to take a couple of factors a little bit more out of the equation. It's going to mean that your sweating is not going to affect your grip, which is crucial. And it's going to mean that your hands are protected from the pain of holding onto a rope. A smooth rope is often hard to grip. Gloves can give you a little bit of extra grip in general, just to make it easier to hold onto. But if you sweat at all, it's going to slip right through your fingers. Meanwhile, a frayed rope is easier to hold on to, but it's also going to rip that skin. So get yourself the gloves. If they're offering you gloves, take the gloves. I couldn't believe there were people who weren't using the gloves or who only had one glove on. Use both of the gloves. Oh my goodness. So once you have your gloves on, you take your bust, lock yourself in, wide leg stance. My legs are like this. Wide leg stance, slight bend to the elbows. If you need to, you can rest one hand and reposition so that your other arm is higher up, and that gives this one a bit less to hold on to, or it allows you to kind of take a little bit more if you want to take more into that bicep. You can kind of switch around the muscle groups that are doing most of the work here. So just think about planting your feet down and leaning back into it. And all you're doing is just holding on. Keep your hands as relaxed as you can, because if you overgrip, you will tire yourself out quicker. But if you just kind of keep your hands just gripped enough to not let go of the rope, that is all that they have to do. If you start over gripping, you are going to run out of steam much, much faster. So that's, again, a great reason to have the gloves, because a lot of times you don't need to grip so hard when you have gloves on and you're doing what in a OCR I would call this a rope obstacle. I wear gloves for all the rope obstacles, not only to save my skin on my hands, but to give myself that just little bit extra of grip so that I could allocate my grip more efficiently throughout the race, even when I don't have my gloves on. So in this case, it's going to be critical for your grip's efficiency and endurance to have the gloves and lean back, slight bend to the elbows, and you should be able to stay there for several minutes at least, if you're only holding up 40% of your body weight. There is a temptation to think that if you are a woman, that this will be easier because 40% of a smaller person is less weight to hold up. And that's true. But I think who really has the advantage here is a lightweight man. A man who is, 140, 150 pounds, as opposed to the guys who are like 270 pounds, strong men. They're very strong. But if you are a man who has male grip strength kind of naturally embedded within you, and you are holding up only 40% of a lower weight, that's going to give you somewhat of an advantage. So take advantage of that advantage, and you'll be good to go. But the women, it should be said, also have a great chance at this, because like I said, you don't overgrip, you just use your body's gravity and just lean back, and that's really most of what it is. Use good strategy, think smart, and this will help you, not only if you're in this exact weird situation, but anytime you have to haul something up, just with a rope or a pulley, use your body weight. It's there. Why not use it? So that's about it for How to Survive Physical 100 Quest 2.5. And I am so excited to keep watching this show. It's been so much fun so far. Let's see what the other quests are going to be, shall we?